It is Monday, the 6th of January, 2025. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Today, we're talking about a song by Sufjan Stevens. I think the only Sufjan song we've talked about so far was 4th of July, back on the 4th of July, which was a long time ago now. Approximately 6 months ago. Anyway, but today we're talking about Futile Devices, which was the first track on The Age of Odds, which was an album he released in 2010. Now, prior to this, he had mostly released very acoustic or orchestral stuff with Michigan and Illinois, but he also released an electronic album called Enjoy Your Rabbit. And this album, Age of Odds, is kind of a marriage of the two sounds in a way. It's very electronic, focused. It's got a lot of weird sounds and distortion, but it also has Sufjan's sensitive songwriting capabilities, or sensibilities rather, and like his soft singing and acoustic guitar and like clean electric guitar. So it feels very different to the rest of his stuff, but also doesn't at the same time. It feels of a piece with it. It feels very much like the Bon Iver progression, you know? This is like Sufjan's 22 a million, or rather 22 a million is like Bon Iver's Age of Odds. But this song we're talking about today is the opening song and is far more like his previous stuff. It's a soft acoustic guitar song. It's a soft, like, slow guitar song, and it's great. So we're going to listen to it now and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was Futile Devices by Sufjan Stevens. I love this song, and I loved it from the moment I heard it. And it really lulls you into a false sense of security, because it plays this, and then it goes on the next song. So, you know, I suppose sort of like 22 a million starting with Over Soon. Cinematic parallels. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Anyway, so there's something I do want to talk about with this song, and with Sufjan in general. I don't think I talked about this with 4th of July. It's been long speculated that Sufjan is gay, and he recently, like in the last maybe 2 years, I think, revealed that I believe a male partner of his died. But he's always been very private about his own life, and I've never seen like anything saying that he was gay or him saying that he was gay. But people just always acted like it was a known fact, and I always found that very weird. It's not like I didn't necessarily believe it or that I would have had a problem with it, obviously. My name is Pigeon Rose. You think I would have a problem with the singer being gay? But it was just so weird that people acted like it was like fact and then used evidence that wasn't evidence. And one of the things that people always said was the lyrics to this song. And yes, I can understand how you could read it as gay, but I never found it like solid proof of anything, because it's, first of all, that's just one interpretation. He just uses you, so he never refers to the gender of the person. It all stems from the use of the word brother. But also, like, his songs tend to be stories. They tend to be fiction. Carrie and Lowell was like him really dipping into personal stuff because it's about his childhood and his parents and stuff. But like, this is before that, and this could very well just be a made-up story. So I always found it really weird that people were like, oh yeah, Sufjan's definitely gay, listen to Futile Devices. Like, why is that the hill you're dying on? Why does it matter? Who gives a shit, you know? It's so weird. People are weird. Fandoms are weird. If there's anything that we've learned from this show, it's that fandoms baffle me. Anytime I talk about Taylor Swift or like fucking The Last Dinner Party or something, I'm just like, man, fandoms are fucking weird. Anyway, let's talk about the song itself, please. So I do love how musically it's kind of deceptively complex, because it's a lot of simple melodies overlapping each other. And I really enjoy how it sounds, especially the piano that comes in about halfway through the song, the do-do-do-do, 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 do. I really love that. It just sounds really nice, and the reverb on his voice is really nice as well. I mean, Sufjan just has such a nice, soft, pretty voice, and hearing it with the reverb here is really nice. So let's talk about the lyrics themselves. The song is about someone having like conflicted feelings about someone. They know that they love them, but they're not sure how to say that. They're not really sure what kind of love it is, if it's platonic, if it's familial, if it's romantic, you know. So it starts off with, "It's been a long, long time since I've memorized your face. It's been 4 hours now since I wandered through your place. And when I sleep on your couch, I feel very safe. And when you bring the blankets, I cover up my face. I do love you. I do love you." So, it's been a long, long time since I memorized your face. Such a perfect opener to a song and to an album. It says a lot in it. the idea of memorizing someone's face shows like an attention to detail and an affection for someone when you love someone so much that you memorize their face because you want to remember it. You want to remember every single crevice because you love them. But the fact that it's been a long, long time since they memorized their face, it implies this relationship has gone on for a long time. You could read that as them being apart for a long time, but I think it just more means that like I've known your face for so long. You know what I mean? It's been 4 hours now since I've wandered through your place. 4 hours is not a long span of time, so it implies they're around each other a lot, And when I sleep on your couch, I feel very safe. That's just self-explanatory. And when you bring the blankets, I cover up my face. Someone on Genius was saying that that's like embarrassment, but I think it's more just like coziness. I think as I cover up my face, like I tuck myself in, And then I do love you, just declaration of love. Very simple. And when you play guitar, I listen to the strings buzz. The metal vibrates underneath your fingers. And when you crochet, I feel mesmerized and proud. And I would say I love you, but saying it out loud is hard. So I won't say it at all, and I won't stay very long. But you are the life I needed all along. I think of you as my brother, although that sounds dumb, and words are futile devices. When you play guitar, I listen to the strings buzz, the metal vibrates underneath your fingers. So just like being around this person and listening to the music that they play, it's not necessarily about the music, it's about them doing it. But I listen to the strings buzz, the metal vibrates underneath your fingers. It's very focused on their interaction with it, And when you crochet, I feel mesmerized and proud. So, as someone in Genius pointed out, those are both hand activities. It seems like they're focusing on the person's hand, but it's like focusing on the things they're able to do, and finding it mesmerizing and being proud of them. And I would say I love you, but saying it out loud is hard, so I won't say it at all. Typical. Typisha, just not being able to spit it out. Saying it out loud is hard, so I won't say it at all. If you're reading this as the gay interpretation, which presumably it is, considering what we know about Sufjan now, but like the idea of men being afraid to say they love each other for fear of being seen as gay, And I won't stay very long, just not wanting to be a burden. Shocking. But you are the life I needed all along. I think of you as my brother, although that sounds dumb. So this is the big line that people point out. It's like, oh, it's the gay song. He's kind of saying like, I'm so close to you that I think of you as my brother. But it being familial sounds wrong because presumably he's viewing it more romantically, You are the life I need all along is also a very sweet lyric because like you're the breath of fresh air that I needed. You're what brings me energy, And words are futile devices. So, saying that words are futile devices, saying that words are useless, which makes sense here. You're saying like, it's hard to find the right words because there are no right words, And I love how the music drops out at the end there, words are futile devices. And the music just drops. Such a good song. I love it. It's such a good opening to the album. This week is not themed, although I am intentionally staying with kind of smaller sort of acoustic-y songs for most of the week. But I am specifically talking about Futile Devices today. And at the end of the week, I'm going to be talking about a different Sufjan song. And that's going to be a hell of a thing. It's a new year. I don't care anymore. You have to listen to this goddamn show. You're in it now, in for a penny, in for a fucking pound. So look forward to that, I guess. But until then, thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
The word futile here means I've been listening to the audiobooks of the series of Unfortunate Events books and rewatching the TV show as I go. And I'm very in the mode of defining things like Tim Curry or Patrick Warburton. Here, the word futile means pointless. No, you're in it now, in for a penny, in for a fucking pound, in for a yen, in for a kilo.